Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Please subscribe and like this video. A bear who loved adventures was relaxing one day when he heard a strange sound. What is that? He asked himself. The bear had lived in the forest all his life, and he didn't recognize that sound. Curious, he started walking toward the noise. When he found the source of the noise, his eyes popped out of his sockets in surprise. There before him stood a huge volcano. The bear had never seen anything like it before. He had only heard stories about volcanoes from other animals. They said it was a dangerous place where hot rocks and fire came out of the ground. But despite the danger, something kept calling him closer. As he got closer, he could hear the rumbling noise more clearly. It sounded like someone was rolling a giant log over and over, but there was no log. The bear wanted to go closer, but suddenly stones started flying through the air. One of them hit the bear right on the head. Startled, the bear ran away. Sitting on a nearby tree branch, the bear watched as red-hot lava flowed out of the volcano and down its slopes. Even from a distance, the bear could feel the heat coming off of the lava. The bear had never been so close to a volcano before. It was even hotter than he had imagined. He wondered how anyone could live so close to such a dangerous place. As he watched the lava flow, the bear noticed something else. The lava wasn't just flowing down the mountain. It was also creating new land. The bear had learned about this in school. When lava cools, it hardens into a new type of rock called basalt. And over time, these layers of basalt can build up to form new mountains. This was how the Hawaiian Islands were formed. The bear thought it was amazing that a volcano could be so destructive, but also so creative. The bear knew he couldn't stay any longer. It was too hot and dangerous. But before he left, he decided to take a few souvenirs. He picked up some small stones and pieces of lava and then hurried away from the volcano. Back in the safety of his cave, the bear looked at his souvenirs. He could see that each rock was unique and beautiful in its own way. Some were smooth and shiny, while others were rough and jagged. But they were all made of the same stuff, hot, melted rock. The bear thought about the volcano. He knew that it was dangerous, but he also knew that it was necessary. Volcanoes are an important part of our planet. They help to recycle nutrients and minerals back into the soil, and they also help to regulate the Earth's climate. The bear realized that he was lucky to have seen such an amazing natural wonder. From that day on, the bear always remembered the volcano. He told all of his friends about it, and he even made them a promise that he would return one day. Next day, the bear was hiking in the woods when he heard a small cry for help. Please help me," it said. The bear followed the sound and soon found a tiny rabbit stuck in a hole. The rabbit was scared and didn't know what to do. "Don't worry, I'll help you," said the bear. Together, they dug the rabbit out of the hole, and the rabbit was so grateful that the bear helped him. "Thank you," he said. "I was so scared I would never get out of that hole." The bear smiled. "It's okay," he said. "I'm just glad I could help." As they walked along, the rabbit told the bear all about his adventures in the forest. The bear listened patiently, even though he had heard many of these stories before. Suddenly, the rabbit stopped in his tracks. "Oh, no," he said. "My family is going to be so mad at me. They told me not to go so far away." The bear nodded understandingly. He knew what it was like to be scolded by his mother for getting into trouble. "Don't worry," he said. "I'll walk with you until we find your family." The rabbit was so grateful. "Thank you," he said. "You're the best bear ever." The two friends walked along until they saw a group of rabbits sitting on the edge of the forest. "There's my family," cried the rabbit. He turned to the bear and said, "Thank you for helping me. I'll never forget it." Then he ran off to join his family. The bear watched him go and smiled. He loved helping others, even if it meant that he wouldn't get to enjoy the rest of his day in peace. While the bear was playing with the rabbits, a little bird landed on a nearby branch. She was a yellow warbler, and she had been following the bear for a few days now. She had never seen a bear before, and she was curious about him. The bear had noticed the bird, of course, but he had just assumed that she was another one of the many birds that lived in the forest. He didn't think much of it, but the bird was not like the other birds. She was much bolder, and she was not afraid of the bear at all. One day, the bird decided to approach the bear and introduce herself. "Hello," she said. "My name is Wendy. What's your name?" The bear was startled, but he quickly recovered. "I'm not sure if I've ever introduced myself to a bird before," he said. "My name is Barry." The bird laughed. "Well, it's nice to meet you. Barry, you're a very handsome bear." Barry blushed at the compliment. "Thank you," he said shyly. The bird hopped closer to Barry and sat on his paw. "So where are you going today?" she asked. "Oh, I'm just heading over to the stream for a swim," said Barry. "Would you like to come with me?" "That sounds like fun," said Wendy. "I love swimming." And so the bear and the bird headed off to the stream together. They swam around in the water for hours and had a great time. The bird would fly around Barry as he swam, and she would dip her beak into the water to cool off. Eventually, it was time for the bear to go home. He said goodbye to the bird and promised to see her again tomorrow. The bear was so happy that he had made a new friend. He had never had a bird for a friend before, and he was excited to see where their friendship would lead. Every day after that, the bear and the bird would meet up and go on adventures together. They explored the forest, played games, and had lots of fun. The bear learned that even though they were different, they could still be best friends. The bear continued his journey and soon came across a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a small pond surrounded by beautiful flowers. The bear had never seen anything like it before. The flowers were a bright red color, and they grew in a circle around the pond. The bear had never seen flowers grow in a circle before, and he was curious about it. He walked closer to the flowers and sniffed them. They smelled amazing. The bear sat down on the grass and took in the beauty of the clearing. He felt like he had found a secret place that no one else knew about. Suddenly, the bear heard a voice. "Who's there?" The bear jumped up in surprise. He looked around, but he couldn't see anyone. "Hello, is someone there?" The bear called out. The voice came again. "Who's there?" This time it was closer. The bear followed the sound and soon saw a little frog sitting on a lily pad in the pond. "Hello," said the bear. "My name is Barry." The frog smiled. "Hi, Barry, I'm Ferdinand. What brings you to my pond?" "I was just admiring your beautiful flowers," said Barry. "They're so pretty." "Oh, thank you," said Ferdinand. "I love my flowers. They're my favorite thing in the world." The bear sat down on a nearby stone and talked to the frog for a while. He learned that the frog was very lonely and that he had been waiting for someone to talk to for a long time. "It's so nice to finally meet someone," said the frog. The bear understood how Ferdinand felt. He, too, had been lonely sometimes, and he knew how important it was to have a friend. So the bear promised Ferdinand that he would visit him again soon. And with that, he said goodbye and headed on his way. The bear had learned so much on his adventure. He had seen a volcano, made a new friend, and talked to a lonely frog. He was tired but happy. As he walked back to his cave, he looked up at the sky and saw the stars shining brightly. He smiled. He knew that no matter what happened, he could always count on the stars to be there for him. He snuggled up in his cave and went to sleep, dreaming of his adventures.